What do you see 2019 looking like for the state of cybersecurity?
Well, the state of cybersecurity is a sad one, and let me try to explain that in my world. If you look in the 1990s, when we're doing SAP ERP implementation, right? T- just take 10 years before that. What do we have? We have AS400 servers
Right.
with sales systems. We have another AS400 servers with purchase order systems. We have another one called inventory systems. They're all sitting on a standalone systems. They're not integrated. They're not talking to each other. They hire developers to build those interfaces, and that takes like 5 years to fulfill that kind of plan. Then came SAP, and SAP was great because now you can buy all the modules. It's all integrated. It's the people that you use to implement them. They're all trained. In fact, you even have a methodology for implementing SAP. Is called a SAP,
Right.
accelerated SAP methodology, right? And I was part of that group. We implemented SAP in 8 months, and they assigned the team leaders of those modules, train them prior to the implementation, create all the support group. Then you implement in 8 months, and then the consultants left, and we're good. Cybersecurity is in the state where prior to SAP, we do not have an enterprise security planning system, or you call it ESP. We do not have one. It's all standalone. They're not integrated. And the way we've tried to integrate it is through people, which is then caused a shortage of talent. And we all know during the SAP time or pre-SAP time, it doesn't work. People don't work to do the interface. Even if you build scripts to do it, it doesn't work well. So we just need that. So it's called like a moonshot. It's moonshot number one is that we need an enterprise security planning system. And I think Cisco is kind of getting to it. They've been buying companies up and they're building this integrated system, but they're not there and they can't do it all, right?
Do you feel like that's a vendor, like, do you feel like it's people not listening to what the industry needs and just coming up with different things? Or do you feel like no one has the money and the capabilities to really pull this off? I mean, Cisco's big.
They have a 4 billion cash. They can do it. It's just that the
Well, I mean,
execution and the strategy.
Google and Microsoft are trying to get into cyber game as well. They're scooping up companies right and left. AT&T just scooped up Alien Volt to do kind of
Right. So if you fast forward 10, 20 years, right, you're going to have like the likes of SAP, Oracle, EBS, JD Edwards, right? So fast forward 10, 20 years, you're going to have like probably 3 to 5 integrated security systems that you can buy, and you have to choose. And that's my vision of what's going to be
you
coming
feel
down the
like
pipeline.
you feel like it's just going to consolidate to become kind of like a cable company. Like you've got three choices: DirecTV, Dish,
Well,
Comcast, and then
yeah, I mean, you look at the benefits of it though. If you need to implement an enterprise security planning, you need a budget, you need a stakeholder, you need a sponsor. It's millions of dollars, it's not hundreds of thousands of dollars. You need the people, and there goes the waste that can happen, the missteps that can happen in implementing a cybersecurity roadmap. That you don't have the people, you don't have the budget. If you have an ESP, you would have solved all that.
devil's advocate though. Do you want to put all your security on one vendor?
Well,
Because that's the flip side of it, right? If today I use company X and company X tomorrow I get breached and it's because company X's product either it wasn't fully implemented, but there's always someone to blame for a breach, and
that's
typically you're
right.
going to try to blame the technology provider first before you take responsibility yourself
Right.
because you're trying to save. And sometimes that's a real reason, and sometimes it's a
Yeah,
victim of implementation.
right. So back to the analogy of SAP, even though you implement SAP doesn't mean you cannot go and buy a third party solution for another add-on till SAP comes up with it, right? So there was never a BI,
Right,
business intelligence.
but then you're essentially asking a new company to integrate into your SAP solution. So
Yes,
you're talking about APIs, which essentially
APIs,
open, which we all know that APIs aren't exactly known for being airtight secure,
terrible security. Yeah.
right? So I mean, I get what you're saying. It's a great idea. I think it still needs to be kind of perfected in a manner where organizations. I agree with you. I mean, when you look at a chief information security officer's job, it's not easy. And when you work for a manufacturing company, I've spoken to people who are in development, in dev, and they have 500 people that work in DevOps, developing different apps and programs for an organization. Well, you got to address security at the core of that foundation. You got to start when you're developing an app. Security shouldn't be, hey, we developed an app, now let's secure it. It should be like, what's the app? What's the purpose of it? Where is it communicating? What kind of data is it giving or taking? And then how do we start to secure that data from birth?
Right. So then you go down to the second moonshot, right?
Right.
One's the tech stack. Now the second is the reporting structure. My view is that CISO at a lower level that reports to IT or to a COO is not going to be successful. And,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Allen Booth Hamilton. They are probably the first company I've seen on media that has the CISO sitting on top of a CIO. Right,
and he's reporting directly to the CEO. Right.
So you got to have a CISO reporting to the CEO because
that was part of their bid to win the $1 billion in cybersecurity DoD contracts they won earlier this year.
They had to do it, right?
They had
and it makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
If you think about a CISO's role, is you're going battle with foreign hackers or local hackers, whatever we want to call it. We're doing the battle every day. And when you do a battle for the company, the CEO of the company should have the CISO reporting to him or her, because he or she needs all the support that he needs to have.
What would you
to
tell?
Win that battle.
The CyberHub Engage podcast is sponsored by CyberHub Academy. CyberHub Academy are cyber business operation experts, helping any size business operationalize cybersecurity within their organization, whether it be tabletop exercises, security assessments, or building a cybersecurity strategy. For more, go to cyberhubacademy.com.